Just because your calendar's full doesn't mean you're making meaningful progress. Hey, internet friends, it's Joe, and welcome to another episode of Simplify, Focus, Scale. Let's be real. A lot of leaders out there wear being busy like it's a badge of honor. It's that hustle culture mentality. They're answering emails all day and jumping from meeting to meeting and feel like they're solving one problem after another, which, spoiler alert, if you're constantly solving problems in firefighting, there's a bigger issue. But at the end of the day, they're exhausted and they haven't moved their business forward. Being busy feels productive, but it really isn't always productive. Look, I'm not criticizing anybody. I've done this myself. Okay. Over the course of 25 years, you can't help but fall into this pattern at some points. And, there were times in my own life where I was constantly busy. I was working 60, 70 or more hours per week and wondering why I wasn't hitting my goals. And what I found when I sat down and stopped for a moment and evaluated what I was doing every day, I was working on a ton of stuff I shouldn't have been touching. And looking back at that made me realize that I was staying busy, but I wasn't focusing on the things that were going to move the company and my business forward. And that actually led me to a case of burnout. And I ended up walking away from my career and taking a sabbatical for a while. And it's one reason why I'm so passionate about coaching now. Because when I returned to my career and realized that things could be better, they don't have to be done the hard way. Leadership is not easy, but it doesn't have to be difficult. And the question that I got out of all that is, am I actually just filling my day or am I moving my business forward? That's the question I'd like each of you to ask yourselves. Because I hear people promoting this hustle culture mentality and always talking about activity. But activity is not always valuable. Activity creates motion. Priorities create progress because being busy just fills your calendar. Being productive is what builds your business. So if everything feels urgent, nothing's been prioritized. Great leaders don't try to do more or be the hero. They focus on doing what matters most. What do you think? Have you run into this before? Have you seen other people run into this challenge before? And how did you overcome it? Let us know in the comments because I'd really like to hear everybody's thoughts on this one. And as always, make sure you've liked the video and subscribed to the channel. We got some really exciting stuff coming up in the next few weeks and you're not going to want to miss it. But until then, if you'd like to connect with me, again, through the comments here, or feel free to reach out to me on any of the social media platforms. You could find all that information on the website, jpcoachingnow.com. And until next week, I look forward to seeing you soon in another episode of Simplify, Focus, Scale.